As a second generation American whose grandparents immigrated to the US legally, y'all need to shut the about deportation. It's really not that hard to understand that if you do something illegal, you're going to suffer the consequences. And I don't want to hear any of this bullshit. Illegal immigrants pay this much in taxes. Illegal immigrants make up this much of the workforce. So do serial killers. So do rapists. So do thieves. Should we just not arrest them because they contribute to society in some way? No, that's not how it works. You do something illegal, you pay for the consequences of your actions. If you are an illegal immigrant, you can self-report and get completely free transportation, you and your whole family, back to your home country. And a lot of other countries don't have that. Go to Russia and try that shit. You'll be locked up for 50 years, and you'll probably be tortured and eventually killed. And every single country practices deportation. It's just a fucking fact. But somehow, people in America are the only people complaining about this. Right now, if I wanted to try to go to Canada, France, Italy, Belgium, fucking anywhere, if I tried to go there, no passport, no visas, no paper, and just try to start living there and working there, guess what? I would get deported too, because
That's the biggest point from a lot of this, is that people are not, most Americans are ignorant, and that's just the way that it is. Most Americans are ignorant to the ways of what happens outside of the United States of America. And that puts them at a disadvantage because they want for us to allow for way more grace than anywhere else in the world. And the people that's not from America that comes over here illegally, they know this. And so they take advantage of the system. They take advantage of the fact that we are dumb, we are ignorant, we don't really understand exactly what they go through in culture. And the funniest part about that is that when you go over to a lot of these places that they are from, like if you go and visit or you study their culture, you don't realize that the things that we allow from them, they wouldn't allow it over there. Like all of these liberal policies and the way in which we carry ourselves and the way in which we handle business and stuff like that, that's not flying in the places that they come from. Even when it comes to like the Ukraine war and stuff, they're not liberal over there. They're not messing around. They are very much, very, very much more aligned with the conservatives in a way that we think of here in the United States of America. So when people think that they could just come over here and do what they want to do, you couldn't even do that in your own country. But they advocating and protesting while at the same time waving their flags. Here's the thing that I'm always trying to understand is if your flag in your country and you have so much pride in it, then why did you leave it? That's a very basic question. I know the answer, so it's rhetorical. It's a rhetorical question, but you don't really have no pride in where you're from. You go back and visit and you go back and stunt and you take resources. A lot of people, I was listening to a woman that was saying that, America really ain't great and it ain't that awesome. It's just a teeny bit better when it comes to finances and the culture is so great or whatever. And we just coming over here for money. We know that you're just coming over here for money. Now, we don't expect for you to love our culture the way that we love our culture because we was born here and this is life and it's awesome and the things that's great to us and the sports. I probably will never, I go to this soccer game called Detroit City FC, right? And it's a soccer club here in the city and it's expanding rapidly. And I love the environment. I love the fans, but I'm gonna just tell you, it ain't never gonna be like basketball. Not for me. It's not that it's not a great sport. It's largely considered the greatest sport in the world, right? But it doesn't matter to me because that's not what I grew up loving. It's not the thing that I grew up, reading about and watching Inside Stuff with Ahmad Rashad and all of this stuff, right? Grew up watching Michael Jordan. It's near and dear to my heart because of the stories and the taglines and the rivalries and all of that stuff and football and baseball and even hockey. I endear myself more to hockey because I've been to hockey games, and I understand that in Detroit, Red Wings was a major thing in Hockey Town and all of that stuff. So my culture and the things that we embrace and the things that's great to us is largely based off of what we grew up loving. Of course, you're going to believe that your culture is better. But don't come over here and feel entitled to our resources because culturally we've embraced some of the things that has allowed for us to be able to grow as a country but you have no say so. You have no equity. You have no sweat equity in what we've been through and how we've transitioned in this country. And so you come over here talking shit and waving your flag. It's like, nah, make your own stuff great again. Make you great again.
That's illegal. And then people will say, oh, well, people are getting separated from their families. People are getting taken right in front of their kids. Guess what? If I robbed a bank and didn't turn myself in, and I'm sitting at a diner with my whole family, the police don't give a fuck.
Separation,
They're gonna take
baby.
me. If you do something illegal, that's just what's gonna fucking happen. And then I hear people say, oh, well, they've been here for years. They've been here for 10 years working hard in the US. So you're telling me that they've been here for 10 years and have still not taken the steps to become a legal citizen? That sounds like a them problem. Honestly, there is no fucking excuse. There's no excuse. People are so brainwashed that they genuinely want people in our country who have no background checks, no screening. They could be a fucking cartel member for all we know. And they want American taxpayers to provide for them. That's exactly
I like her potty mouth a little bit.
what they want. Again, I come from an immigrant family who worked hard to get here, and it is disrespectful that people think they can just skip the line. People think they're that important that they get to come the easier way. They get to skip the line. That's not how it fucking works. Follow the law and you'll be fine. Immigrants are fine. Illegal immigrants.
A lot of this is paid protests. A lot of this is manufactured and masterminded by people that are way higher up. This is what I truly believe. People that are way higher up. And in order for them to do that successfully, they have to really take advantage of your ignorance. That's really what it comes down to. And so when I see a lot of these people, I see today is something like a No King's Day. And don't y'all realize that y'all getting finessed? Don't you realize that you getting taken advantage of? And these people really don't care anything about you. I've done several videos, and I got several more probably lined up that I'll get to today, where a lot of these people is like, yeah, we don't really care nothing about y'all. And people here in the United States of America, both black and white, they'd rather spend their time advocating for illegal immigrants, so people that came over here and broke the law and is still breaking the law, they'd rather advocate for them than to spend their time actually doing a thing that makes their community better. Yet you would get zero grace, zero, -1 grace in their country if you go over there and you're not spending money. Here's the funny thing. If you go to a lot of these other countries and they love you, they love us when we come over there. You know why? Because they see us as dollar signs. They'll accommodate us. They'll do all of that. But if you go over there and you try to take up resources, or you trying to mess up their culture, or you don't assimilate, they'll entertain you, especially in the tourist areas. But switch up. You have to bring your money over there in order to contribute to what they got going on vacation, and go home. When you run out of money, go home, work, and then come back in vacation and spend your resources here. That's what they own. They don't love you. They love what you can do for them. And we love them because we weak. We're weak in how we see things, and we're weak in giving up our resources. We'll let somebody come in our house, sleep on our furniture, stomp on our rugs, and then walk out and thank them for doing so. Thank them for doing so. It's so dumb. Always like to leave credit to the content creators, so that link will be in the description. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments, man.